lighting. It's about 2:15 in the morning and everybody's in bed, so I'm outside filming this. Also apologize for the wind. Early this morning, I came across an article about a young girl named Jenna. Had her whole life ahead of her. Had a lot to live for. That was until the psychopaths at Child Protective Services came into her life. Everything I'm telling you is what I read on a post. I did a preliminary article strictly based off of that post. So as of right now, I can't conclude it as factual. But it doesn't matter at this point. This young lady had like 4 or 5 children. She had an abusive boyfriend. Well, I wouldn't say abusive, but we'll call him that anyway. And the reason is because he had injured a child. She immediately called the police, kicked the boyfriend out. She took all the appropriate action to get rid of this piece of shit. The police, instead of doing their job, and instead of arresting this man or whatever, I don't know what they did with this man. Again, that's not even relevant at this point. They called Child Protective Services. Now, this is a mother that had done everything correctly. And now, this mother, who is a victim along with her children, was victimized again by Child Protective Services. She played through their fucking game. She did everything she was supposed to do, only to have her children adopted out. This mother's life ended with a pistol. That bothers me. As far as I'm concerned, Child Protective Services murdered that woman. They pushed and they pushed. They pushed her to her breaking point and she couldn't take no more. There is a specific limit where a person, once they cross that threshold, there's no coming back. You take a parent's child away from them and then adopt them out into your guys' little child trafficking ring, that's beyond the threshold. Some parents are strong enough to be able to withhold that. Am I saying she was weak? Not at all. Some people cannot handle that. Some people find ways to be able to bear it. But the pain is just as great nonetheless. I got in contact with the sister. I'm currently waiting for her to respond because I want this girl's story to be told. I want people to know how crooked and how corrupt this Gestapo is. And that's what it is, a modern day Gestapo. I mean, we're in a nation right now that children are being trafficked all across the country. We've got these brainwashed fucking morons out there, okay, that are saying Child Protective Services is doing God's will. In fact, the district attorney where I live was quoted saying that. I've got one word for you, buddy. Now, we've got people on the other side of that same coin that are awake, that know what's really happening. And this is the kind of stuff that I'm trying to reveal. I don't give a crap about Child Protective Services' good deeds. They have none. They blackmail, they extort. They use domestic terrorism, as defined by the federal government, to get money off of these parents, to invoke fear into these parents. The willfulness to invoke fear is domestic terrorism. Look it up. That's what Child Protective Services does, and they get away with it. So I'm going to be writing this article. Hopefully, anyways. Hopefully she'll contact me back. This is kind of a rant video, yeah. But this girl wasn't too much. She was about my age. And that bothers me. Have a good night.